Okay, this video is for cylinders and cones, so this is what's going to help you for your second assignment. So first I'm going to do example 4, which is cylinders. Cylinders have two different formulas. So in your formula sheet, I need you to copy these formulas. For the lateral surface area of a cylinder, we have 2 pi r, which is the circumference, and then times the height. It's going to give me the lateral. And then for the total surface area, I have the lateral plus I have to add the area of the two bases. So 2, and then the formula for the area of the base is pi r squared. Okay, so for cones, your formula is pi r L, and you remember we just did pyramids. If you remember, L is slanted height, so it's the side of the cone. And then for your total surface area, it's L plus the area of the base, which for a circle is pi r squared. So now we're working with these formulas for our second assignment. So for my cylinder, first thing I need to identify is the radius. So the radius for your circle, the circle is the top or the bottom, so radius is 3. Remember, radius is from the center to the side, so 3, this is my radius, 3 feet. Okay, height is how tall my cylinder is, that would be 10. And then all I have to do is plug in. These ones are pretty simple. So my lateral, this is my formula, so I'm going to replace, I'm going to write my formula first. So this is my formula. Going to replace the r with the radius, which is 3, and the h with the height, which is 10. So 2 times pi times 3 times 10, that's going to give me the lateral surface area. So for this, we are going to express the answers in terms of pi. On your assignment, it says express your answer in terms of pi. That means that when I type this into my calculator, I am not going to type in the pi because I want to keep the pi in my final answer. So I'm just going to type 2 times 3 times 10, not the pi. So 2 times 3 times 10. Notice I did not type the pi, so my answer is 60 pi. Did not type the pi, so I have to keep the pi in the answer. So 60 pi, and then feet. Okay, so for total surface area, the formula is right here, is L plus 2 pi r squared. So I'm going to copy my formula, L plus 2 pi r squared, and I'm going to plug in my numbers. So my L is the 60 pi that I have. So 60 pi plus 2 pi, the r is that 3 right there, squared. Okay, so I'm gonna first, cannot type this into the calculator yet. I'm gonna have to multiply this thing, so my 60 pi stays. 60 pi plus, I have to multiply just the numbers on this side of the plus sign. So 2 parenthesis 3 squared. I'm ignoring the pi for right now. So 2, ignore the pi, parenthesis 3 squared. That's 18. So then right here I have 18 pi. Since I did not type it in the calculator, I have to keep it next to the 18. And so now both my numbers have pi. Now I can add them. 60 plus 18, that's 78 pi. Remember, I have to keep the pi. So feet. So that's how you do cylinders. So just be careful on your assignment. Some of them they give you the radius, so you just plug it in. Here they give you the diameter, so your radius would be 5, so just be careful with that. So now I want you to pause this video so that you can work on those 3 problems on cylinders. When you're done, continue this video so that you can watch the video about, or the explanation about the pyramids on the back. Alright, so earlier I said pyramids on the back, not pyramids, I'm sorry, it's cones on the back. So we're gonna do example 6 in your notes. So example 6 is a cone, and so for cones we have 2 different formulas. So first thing we want for example 6 is we want to find the radius, and so the radius is given to me, is that 6 right there at the bottom. So my radius 6. Okay, second thing I want to find is my slanted height. That's that side of my cone. So kind of like what I did on example 5, where I had to create a triangle to find for the slanted height. That's the same thing I'm going to do with the cones. It's kind of easier to see with the cone though. Here I have my little right triangle. The little square points to the hypotenuse, which is the C. And so the A is the 8, and the B is the 6, which was the radius. So I'm going to do the same process. A squared plus B squared equals C squared, and I'm going to plug in my numbers. 8 squared plus 6 squared equals L squared. L is what I'm trying to find. So 8 squared is 8 times 8. That's 64. 6 squared is 6 times 6. That's 36. And since they're both on the left side and there's a plus sign between them, I have to add them. So 64 plus 36, that's 100. And so last step, to get rid of that square, gotta take the square root and cancel each other. So my L is 10. Square root of 100 is 10. So my slanted height, 10. This one's for meters. Okay, so now for my L, I look at my formula sheet. Is pi RL, and so right here, pi RL, I replace the R with the 6, which is the radius, and then I replace my L with the 10, which is the slanted height, and then I just multiply the numbers. Remember, I ignore the pi. 6 times 10 is 60, and since I didn't multiply it with the numbers, I have to keep it in my answer, so 60 pi. Okay, and then for the total surface area, here's your formula. L plus pi r squared, and so I'm going to copy my formula. L plus pi r squared. So my L is the 60 pi plus pi, the r is the 6, so 6 squared. Okay, so again, before I add them, I keep my 60 pi. I have to square this one. 6 squared is 36, so here I have 36 pi. And so now I can add them. Both my numbers have pi, so now I can add them. 60 plus 36, that gives me 96. So here I have 96 pi, and it's meters squared. Just forgot my units right there. Okay, so now you can complete the back side of your assignment which is combs, just like this.